Good morning, everybody. Welcome. Welcome to Zoe's Treasures. My name's Tracy, here with Noelle as usual. Hello, Mary Lack, Southern Charm. Good morning. Previously mentioned. Hello. So, Friday morning, thank goodness. I have got big plans for this weekend. Happy Friday, Trish. Yes, I am so glad it's Friday. Y'all, I love discounts. Good morning. It has been one heck of a week. I'll tell you what happened this week. Just, real life happens and not whatnot story, just a real life story that bummed me out this week. I was telling I love discounts here on the phone the other day when I got the news, and I was just like, I was not in a good mood. So what happened this week? Every year I work in public accounting. So as an auditor, most of you know this, I write trainings, I travel the country, and either I run conferences or I facilitate, but my main job is to write training material for other auditors. And I work for a global company. Thank you so much. My daughter bought that for me. I used to be client facing, so I used to actually work with clients, since moved up in the company. Anyways, in accounting, those of you who work for any type of public accounting company know that it is normal. It is part of your standard compensation that you get a really, really beautiful bonus once a year. And of course, it varies as you move along in your career. Well, our company, even though it's a billion-dollar company, decided they weren't giving bonuses this year. So that bummed me out. That was our first thing that bummed me out. Okay, I can deal with it. Not the end of the world, right? Like, don't be bougie. Not the end of the world. It's cool. The issue comes in is that knowing this and being in this profession for so many years, you come to like, this is part of what you expect once a year, every August, you start to expect this. And I know we shouldn't expect bonuses. Like, I get it. I know all the logic stuff. But when it's happened every year for your whole career for 20 something years, it's hard not to think that it's going to happen, right? And it's significant. It's the type of thing that you're like, oh, truck needs brakes. We'll wait till August. You need this? Let's wait till August. Yeah, it just, so no bonus. Okay, we'll survive. No big deal. Not the end of the world. It's fine. Then we also get raises once a year, every August. Let me just tell you, last year was a milestone year. We worked our butts off. When I'm saying we worked our butts off, me and I had a team member working on with me, wrote a whole curriculum for our new managers. We're talking about 6,000 people. We wrote a training program that lasted a year, included a 4-day conference, developed over 17 courses from scratch. And that's not easy. When we're talking courses, like we are talking, had nothing, we developed it. Anyways, milestone year. And the raise was like the lowest raise I have seen in my whole career. My husband's telling me to shut up. To talk about disappointing, I was so disappointed. So, yeah, it's just like, anyways, life goes on. We're still survive. I still have a roof over my head. I still have whatnot. But it made me start thinking about the importance of that old saying, don't put all your eggs in one basket. So those of you that are working, that you have full-time and you're doing whatnot, be thankful. Be thankful that we have whatnot, because don't put all your eggs in one basket. You never know what's going to happen. Exactly. It could be demotivating or it can motivate you in other areas. And those of you who do whatnot full-time, same concept. And when I say don't put all your eggs in one basket, it just means even if whatnot's your only thing you're doing, have different revenue streams. Maybe that means you're selling in different categories, or you have just different ways of making money on the app, or maybe you're on different platforms. Just think about it, because things in life happen. I know. Good morning, PT Grace. So that was just my story of the week. I always try to tell you guys something a little bit about my week. That was my story. And then to top it all off, today I get to do an internal audit on me. So, I sit here and talk about you guys like, hey, what do we have to do to prevent IRS audits? This isn't IRS, but being in a public accounting firm, we have to be independent. So we are randomly picked throughout the years for audits. This is my second one that I've had to go through, where basically I have to turn over to my employer all of our bank statements, credit cards, tax returns, to make sure that I am independent from any of the companies that we audit as a public firm. So that's how I'll be spending the rest of my day today, is completing all the audit documentation that I need to complete and gathering all my stuff to turn in. So I'm really not looking forward to today. I don't like to be on the other side of it. That's what's going on. That right there, that doesn't bother me as much because we know that going into the profession. That's just okay. That. It's just like, I don't want to do it. Anyways, what's coming up, you guys? First of all, y'all got your shipping changes in? I know we're sick of hearing about it. I went through and did mine last night. Throw something in the chat if you've already looked at yours. You've set it the way you want to set it. You're good. And I know I've got a lot of questions over the last few weeks of what are you making your settings to? What are your new settings? So for me, I have 2 different shipping settings, and I said I would share them with you. Done. Yes. So the way I'm going to at least try it out tomorrow is my big Saturday show. So tomorrow's kind of our test run. When your company's doing things, I opened a new resale booth once a month. When income, there you go. Yeah, that's just right. Always have a backup plan in place. So for my shows like tomorrow, where I do $4.50 shipping, I have set it to obviously ground 1 to 5 and ground over. I am right now, my thought process is I don't intend to use priority or flat rate unless I get to the shipping. I get to the point where I'm shipping and I play with the numbers and I find that doing a flat rate, if the items fit, is more economical than dividing it into 2 separate packages. So that's going to be a little touch and go on the back end to play with it package by package, but that's no different than kind of what we do already. Like already, if I have a larger size box that's heavier, I'll see what it's going to cost me and then say, well, if I divide it into 2, it would be this, and I make a decision. So that really hasn't changed. But my initial thoughts are I'm not really going to be using priority or flat rate. I'm going to just focus on ground. So it's ground, everything is set for ground. And then my weight, because I do such a reduced amount, I want my buyers to pay $4.50 and that's it. I don't want, I want one swipe, you pay your $4.50 and then you get your free banner and it's free after that. So I've gone through and changed all of my random listings to, it's the 4 to 7 ounces. You figured out a custom profile to cap your shipping on that reduced weight. Interesting. I did 4 to 7 ounces because it was like, I don't remember the exact dollar amount. I think it was $460 something. So basically the first time one of my customers swipe, they pay $4.50. I pay like 18, 20 cents, somewhere in that ballpark. Good morning, Mrs. Big Papa Pump. And then that way it achieves what I want to achieve for the buyers, one and done, pay once, get free, and still kind of keeps me in the same of what I've been doing. So that's where I'm heading with this. It may change. Again, none of us have experienced this. So I will know after my big show tomorrow how that works out. And then of course, when I do free shipping, I do everything at 1 ounce. I want it as cheap as possible on the front end, what it charges me immediately. And then I always adjust to the proper weights when I do my shipping and pay whatever's owed at that time. So you have tons of books and thought about doing a flat rate, fill a box or 5, but not sure if anyone will want books. A lot of people buy books on here. The books are a big category on here. I would try it. I mean, it couldn't hurt to try a show or 2 and see how it goes. Books are really popular on here. I had a hard time. I tried kids' books. I know exactly why I failed. Hello, Kelly's Place. Why I failed with books is I didn't have enough variety. That was I know exactly why I didn't take off in books. I would think flat rate would be better for books. I just shipped yesterday 4 cookbooks. It was 2 separate customers, 2 to one and 2 to another. And they fit perfect in a flat rate box. They were super heavy, but it was fine when flat rate before we changed today. Good morning, Crafting with Chris. Hello, Tober. So that's what I promised I would share what I figured out my settings should be. If I change that, I'll share that too. But right now, that's what I'm going to go with. So as you choose when shipping.
Ms. Liz, can I break the news?
Afterwards. So when Miranda, you pick your size of flat rate when you're shipping. So it's on the back end when you're actually doing the shipping. All right, we have some news. We actually have news about what Liz likes. I'm going to let my husband say it because I had nothing to do with it. I'm an innocent bystander. There you look at that. Put it up there again. Put it up there again. That was kind of fast. What Liz Likes, a new YouTube channel, y'all. Go to her shows. Go to her shows, buy her notes. Then you can use her notes to follow along with her YouTube. If you say you got 5 minutes, you can't stay for the whole show, go in there and grab those notes, then go over to YouTube and you can watch it. You can follow along. How wonderful is that? Go subscribe right now. I was like pretty close. I don't know. I got it sent to me last night once it got created. So go subscribe right there. What Liz Likes, highly recommend. So that's pretty cool.
Watch the intro. It's gonna drop. It's gonna drop at 8 o'clock Eastern time.
Y'all, the intro is. I got to give my husband some credit. Liz, I gave him hell last night. He was working on it, and he said, "Hey, come here." He called me in his office, and he's like, "Check this out." And I watched the intro that he created, and I'm like, "Why don't you do that for me?" Like, that's so freaking cool. Why didn't you do? He looks at me. He's like, "I don't do stuff for you." So it's a really cool intro. I was super impressed. So y'all got to go check it out.
That's right. I don't do anything for her. Anything.
I got to give him a hard time. So speaking of other cool stuff my husband does, we'll make him have a big head for a minute. Reselling Roundtable. He is the tech genius behind Reselling Roundtable, which is I Love Discounts, myself and Green 13, Sundays at 6:30 p.m. on YouTube. We all come together. We're there. Thank you. I Love Discounts. We talk things. He is a wizard. He's pretty good about it. Talk all things reselling. This week, you don't want to miss it, you guys. We are talking about AI. We're talking about how Whatnot has bought the company Shaped. What does that mean? Just in general, what did the deal entail? What is it going to look like moving forward? Some of it's going to be speculation on our part, obviously, but what are our thoughts about this? What can we do as resellers in response to this to prepare for an explosion that we think is coming? So it's going to be a really interesting Sunday night. Definitely don't want to miss it. And if you have questions, come and ask the questions too, because, you know, we may be able to answer them, we may not, but you have 4 different people there willing to try. So that's going to be a good one on Sunday. We talked about everything behind me, all those cool wood and metals, tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. So if you like woods, metals, the kind of neutral decor, that's tomorrow morning. And then Sunday night, y'all, I don't know what I was thinking, because after the podcast, I'm pretty much brain dead. There's our podcast. And after the podcast, I'm pretty much like, I can't think straight anymore. But Sunday night after the podcast at 9:40 at night, I am going to be on Blasian Bunny's Better Together Seller Support Raid Train at 9:40, back on Whatnot, Sunday night. And I'm going to be talking about BUILD. So the acronym BUILD, B-U-I-L-D, which is for building your business. So I got a 20-minute spot. So come see me. I may or may not make sense that late at night. Who knows? Who knows? I know. I saw I Love Discounts is going to be on the same raid train. They're on before the podcast, which I wanted to do, but there was no times available. By the time I signed up, there was no. I took the slot I can get that fit around the podcast. And then Monday, we are back to a new series on Monday. We are doing a 4-week workshop every Monday, every Monday through August, called Setting Up Your Reselling Business. YouTube on Sunday is at 6:30, and it's Reselling Roundtable. So starting Monday, I am doing Setting Up Your Reselling Business. If you are new, maybe even not new, and you just want to go back and be like, hey, did I miss anything in the way I've structured my business? We are going to do 4 weeks of going from the very beginning, how to structure your business, all the way through setting up your first show and getting through that first show. So we're going to talk systems, structure, all the stuff that you may need to know to get ready in setting up your business. So that is a workshop series. It's going to happen through the whole month of August on Monday nights. That will be on YouTube shortly. So this is one of those ones I'm doing. So this is when I talk about different revenue streams. My revenue streams here on Whatnot come from selling vintage decor and then from business, CPA, accounting, tax type materials, whether that be guides that we do, courses. So setting up your reselling business is the first of a workshop. that I will be doing, and it'll be free initially. So we're going to do it on Whatnot. It'll be on YouTube for a short time, and then it'll be pulled down and it will be a paid course after that. So I would suggest, if you're interested in it, catch it in August, because anybody coming after y'all, they're going to have to pay for it if they want that information. But we still do free stuff here a couple times a week. So that's Monday. We talked about shipping. That's it. That's about it, except for, you guys, look at this. Look at this. PA Meetup. Do you see how many tickets we have left? I don't know if you can see it. I only have 16 tickets left for the PA Meetup. 16 out of 125 tickets. Now, Jeremy at Green 13 has some, but I only gave him 25 to sell. So there's not many tickets left, and I know he's been selling them. I have 16. Once they're gone, they're gone. We've run out of space. We had 125 spots open, not counting our speakers. You got Brittany's this morning. Yay, Southern Charm. So not counting our speakers get to come. 125 seats, and we are about sold out. This is amazing, you guys. This surpasses my wildest dreams. Honestly, yeah, thank you. First, my husband's over here. Thank you. Yes, thank you to everybody who's bought a ticket or is thinking about buying a ticket. When I first started selling these tickets, I told my husband, I'm like, it would be cool if we got like 30 people. We can fit 125, but 30 would be a nice intimate group. I would be happy. I was trying to like not set the bar too high, just, have some realistic expectations. And then we hit 30 within a couple of days. And I'm like, wow, if we got 50, man, y'all, we are almost sold out. Good morning, Wild Wild Daisies. So I am over the moon happy about this. I'm super excited about it. We are now in the stages of solidifying the agenda. We are talking to caterers. We're going to be going back out there to do a technology walkthrough to see, figuring out all of the screens and the projectors and the streaming and all of that side of it. So it's all coming together. It's really just falling into place. If you do not know, I think most of you here probably already know, but if you don't know, it is the speakers are going to be myself. I'll be talking some type of business. Jeremy from Green 13. Tony and Lysandra, Jeremy from Green 13 is going to be talking arbitrary coherence. I Love Discounts, which is Tony and Lysandra. They are going to be talking about shipping and actually doing some shipping demonstrations, like a real live workshop. We have Dragonfly Neen. She is going to be talking about sourcing. And then just added, they are not on the tickets because they came in after the fact. They volunteered and I jumped on the fact of it because they are wonderful people, is Jackie and Quincy from Abandoned Treasures Reclaimed. They're going to be talking about storage units and purchasing storage units and that part of the business. So we have a good variety of different size speakers, different as far as Whatnot business sizes, different backgrounds. That are all going to be there. We're going to do a general session, some networking. We'll have breakout rooms. You get breakfast, you get lunch. It is going to be a great, great day. We are going to be, we're actually not going to be charging. So Couture Karma, we will be live streaming parts of it. It will be impossible for us to do every single workshop, but there's two main big rooms and then there's a couple smaller rooms. We're going to try to broadcast from the two main rooms. On two different channels on Whatnot is our goal. We're going to, again, we got to go do the technology walkthrough and make sure that all of that's possible. We have, what is it called? Starlink we're bringing. My husband reached out to one of his buddies.
So the problem with the, and the technology side is that this signal that they have is not very good.
Yeah.
And since they don't have a good internet connection, the broadcast is a little bit more difficult. So I need to devise better alternatives to be able to provide that for you guys, the ones that are not attending. How we're going to do it, I'm still working on the details. I have a friend of mine who's very generously volunteering time to help us out. And if we can make it available, we'll make it available on probably YouTube, and we're not sure if we're going to be able to multicast directly to Whatnot, but I'll do my best and I'll let you know how it's going to work.
Good morning, Kate. Yeah, and we're going to probably use Starlink. because it's a little bit stronger than like just using our mobile hotspots, because we also have to consider that people who are there, we're going to ask that they don't broadcast during the sessions, but during the networking, the free time, there's probably going to be a lot of other people wanting to do shows, during the networking part of it. So just trying to take all that into consideration. We've hired help. I've hired people to set up, break down. So we're excited about it. It's going to be a great day, and I'm super excited to meet. There are so many people names that I didn't even like, people I don't know that are coming. A lot of names that I recognize that I've never met in person. I'm super excited to meet. So he will, won't he, Mary? He always figures it out. I'll throw him curveballs, and he'll be like, "Okay, I got it. I'll let you know how that. I'll tell you how to do it." So that's that. And then the final thing, before we get into our topic today, we got a good topic. I think it's a great topic today. Before we get into the topic, we've started. I told Liz, I said, I'm gonna copy your notes idea in some way, shape, or form, because I love what Liz likes, that she sells her notes to the show. It's okay. We'll get it there. My husband just freaked out. He's like, I forgot to do it for you. We are now in our library here. So I'm going to pin it up for you guys real quick. In this library, we have over 31 guides, PDFs, Excel sheets. Every single Friday, we are also now putting in our typed notes. You'll notice I don't have my normal notebook. I have typed versions. So our typed notes are going to be part of our library. They will be added every Friday. So this is a one-time purchase. You buy it, you get access to everything that's there forever moving forward. So Liz, I kind of copied you, but kind of didn't. We're just adding them there as an additional resource amongst all of our other resources. So it's not like you have to buy them continually, one-time purchase, and you're done. If you are interested, that is in the bin. I'll leave it here for just a second. But that's there on almost all my shows. We have that up there. I'm 66, Wanful. I'm 66. My husband is in home hemodialysis, and I'm the caregiver. We need to make money for doctor's bills. Which way should you go? What do you mean, which way should you go? If you want to make money on Whatnot, I think there's great opportunity here. What is it that you sell? What is it that you're thinking about selling? Are you into vintage, clothing, jewelry? Kimmy, thank you so much. I love that word of encouragement there. So thank you for your purchase from the bin. Let me know, Wanful, let me know, what is it that you're into? We'll talk about it. But let's start to talk about this. We'll come back. I'll watch for your answer. Let's start to talk about promotions that create excitement. I am not talking about paying Whatnot promotions. That's what this isn't about. And I am not talking about going into other rooms and buying sponsorships. If you want to do that, it's your money, your decision. You're all big boys and girls. You spend your money the way you want. Personally, I think going into somebody else's room and buying a sponsorship probably isn't the best way to promote yourself. It is like Burger King going into McDonald's and passing out flyers. You're particularly, and I think there's two classes of this, and then we can move on and not have to talk about the paid sponsorship part of it. I think there's kind of two classes of these paid sponsorships. There's the people that do the paid sponsorships, and they'll charge, $15, and they give a $10 gift card to the chat. You'll hear them called Bless the Chats, many different names these things come under. Those ones to me aren't so bad. They're not making money off of it. I really feel that they're done in a way to try to help promote people in some fashion. However, put yourself in a room that's happening. How many times have you really clicked on that? It's like you're going into somebody else's audience trying to get them to come to you. I just don't think it's a super effective way. And I've been on both sides of it. I'm speaking from when we first came on, we thought this was what you had to do. We would go into Philly Flipper's room and buy sponsorships. We thought that was normal. I've since changed my views on that. And I come from the other side where I sold them for a while here on a show and decided that wasn't a route that I wanted to go either. So that's just my opinion. Obviously, you need to figure out how you feel on that. I just don't think they're super effective. The other side of it, good morning, Eve Jack Peace. The other side of it are the promotions where they're like a $50 gift card and they're charging you $100, and it's obvious the seller is making a good penny off of that. You're really just helping their revenue grow. Like, that isn't even really about your sponsorship. That's about them getting some money. So I just wanted that's my 2 cents. So that is not the type of sponsorships promotions I'm talking about. I'm not talking about somebody doing promote my show or anybody's show from within here. What I want to talk about are promotions that you create, events, exciting things happening that you create as part of your business plan for you. What can we do? What are the implications of it? How do we do it smartly? How do we attract people when we do it? How do we measure the success rate of that? And what are some ideas that we can do? Wonderful. Everything left from your parents left to me, and our stuff we don't leave our stuff to our kids. You know what? I would absolutely try. I would always encourage people, if you have an interest in selling on Whatnot, you will not know if it works for you if you don't try. I think you're in a great spot coming here to listen. There's a lot, going to other talk shows and listening to what they have to say, gathering that information, and give it a try. Give it a try. I would never discourage somebody from trying. So, absolutely. And there are many. There is a lot of really good information. Go to help.whatnot.com and also go to the Sellers Academy. Tons of videos that I would suggest doing. At least spend a week reading, getting familiar, so you feel confident when you do your first show, so that you know what buttons to push. And people in your chat will help you out too, but get a little education ahead of time so that you have some confidence going into your first show. Okay, so we're talking about promotions that you plan for yourself in your business. How many of you have ever planned a promotion? And when I talk promotion, special shows, event shows, 10,000 followers, whatever it may be. Is there one platform for me to join up with? Whatnot. Yeah, I would just join Whatnot to start with. So that's all you have to do. On your account, on the top of your account, if you're not a seller yet, there should be a little thing on the top of your account that says become a seller, and it takes like 5 seconds. There is no process you have to go through. It is super simple. Almost too simple, if you want my thought on that. Yes, thank you, PT Grace. A practice show is a good thing to do too. So how many of you have planned a promotion and by the end of it, you're like, I wish I wouldn't have done that? Like, how many of you have you thought you needed to do the 5K followers, the 1K sales show, the 10,000 followers show, that you thought you had to do this and you did it. And then at the end of it, you're like, didn't quite go the way I want. Wasn't what I was expecting. I love discounts. Like, no, mine always go great. So I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. I have never done the follower shows. I've done other promotional shows. So I'm going to come at it from the point of the types of promotional shows I've done. I think they're interchangeable. And you'll see that as we go through. I've never done a follower show. I've never done a certain number of sales shows. It's not something that I believe in. I don't put my followers is not a metric that I have ever used to determine as a success factor for me. And I don't say that in a flippant way. I appreciate everybody who follows me, but it's not a success factor. I think followers in general are more, it's a leftover kind of thinking from like TikTok and Instagram, where those followers help in the monetization of it. Where here, followers have a different kind of a meaning to them. You unfollowed, okay, as vintage. I have more of a focus on what's happening within the shows, the people that are buying, the people that are chatting, the supporters, the people that are coming in, to me is the main focus. Because let's face it, whether we like this truth of the reality of this or not, we can have 20,000 followers. We don't all normally get 20,000 people in our shows. You probably get the same subset of a couple, 50 to 100 or so people, right? So my focus is more on the ones that are that I see. And I don't mean it in a bad way. It's just how I look at it. Be prepared to sell before signing up as a seller, because Whatnot, absolutely, that is such good advice. Do all your research first and then sign up, because you can get that incentive. Miranda says, I have 2K followers around there and sometimes have 10 in there. So, and I don't think they're a bad thing. If you've done a 10K, 5K, whatever follower show, I don't think it's a bad thing. Again, I think those shows are interchangeable with any of these promotional shows that we're about to talk about. So a lot of times though, when we do a 5K show, it's not a promotion show in the sense of It's not a planned promotion. We're going to talk about what is really promotion. Those are like celebration shows. Those are more like you go into it because you had 5K. But what was the goal of that show? So unless you have a goal to it and you measure an outcome, it's not technically a promotion. It is just a celebration, which are far two very, very different things when we start talking about promotional shows and how they can help us in our business. Yep, 3 buyers over 300 followers any day, 100%, absolutely. A lot of times when you see a promotion show, when you see these shows, a lot of it is a reaction to some type of a stress factor. Sales are going slow. I need to do a promotion show. I bought too much inventory. I need to do a promotion show. I'm feeling really discouraged. I need to do a promotion show. That's not really the smartest way to handle it. Those are like being reactive. That's almost in the same sense as doing emotional discounting. This is being reactive in your business instead of proactive. If something's not going right in your business, there's a reason it's not going right. Just having a sale or a promotion isn't going to fix it. So I really want to drive home the fact of when we're planning these promotional shows, they should be done as a part of a strategic plan to increase revenue or to achieve a certain goal, not out of a desperation measure. So there's not a specific thing called a promotion show within Whatnot. I'm using the term to describe shows that you design, like it's a regular show, but I'm using the term in a way to design a show that you design that is to achieve a specific purpose outside of or in addition to your normal selling shows. For example, I did a Crazy Creamer show. That would be considered a promotion show. Pardon? Good morning, Gretchen. So I would never do a Crazy Creamer show. It's outside of my normal scheduled shows. It was a promotional show where it was driven around one type of decor, one type of item that I talked up and I put it on social media to drive people in. For me, it was driving engagement. It was getting people, my ultimate goal with that was driving engagement, getting people involved with me, hearing about me, learning about me, and then wanting to come back to me. Yeah, like your mother-in-law and state show. Exactly. Those are what we're talking about. What can you do in your business? And I'm going to give you a little example here. A lot of times, before I give you the examples, I wouldn't say a curated show is technical unless it's out of the ordinary. If like I do a curated show every single Saturday of a certain theme, to me, those are my normal anchor shows. But if I do something over and above outside of that, like I'll mix creamers in, but I don't normally do just an all creamer show. I don't normally do an all butter patch show. But if I see an opportunity to make a big event out of it, an event such as when you do a 10K show, right? When you're making an event out of something, when you're doing something different than your routine, are promotion shows. And there should be a reason why you're doing those. We're going to get into reasons. We're going to get into certain goals and how to achieve those goals. A lot of times we just look at it is how do I make money versus how do I create excitement? Promotion shows should create excitement that then drive the money. When I was talking about a lot of times we do it from desperation, we do it because we had a slow week, we are comparing ourselves to somebody, we have too much inventory. That's about how do I make money versus how do I create excitement. In our business, we always want to make money, but we need to generate specific things, excitement. And I'll give you an example here in just a second. Promote new inventory or vintage finds. The issue is folks thinking you're selling the same stuff. Folks want to be the first to see things. There it is right there. It's those preview shows. Folks do want to be the first. Think about Target, okay? Let me give you an example of a promotion like from Target and how that we can relate that to us. So Target does weekly deals or buy one, get one, or clearance in a specific section. I'm not big on clearance though. They'll put a flyer out. So they do promotions to drive people in to create excitement to buy other things in their store. Well, we're a little bit different, right? I mean, we can take that mentality and that thinking. How do we drive excitement to maybe attract new people, maybe to highlight certain products that we sell and use that so that they start coming back to our regular shows. Lori's cooking show, Lori Can Shop, is a great example. It's become a staple, but at the very first one, it was an event. It was this exciting thing of, hey, this is new, this is different. So that was like a promotional show that then turned into a regular show. Back to school show. Yes, I'm doing a Christmas show in September. I don't normally do Christmas. That's a promotional show. As we get closer, I'm going to be talking it up and talking it up. That is outside the ordinary. Okay. Is it allowed to tell your story about why you're on Whatnot, like for medicables? It is, Wayneville, but I would not focus on that. You want your vibe in your room not to be drawn down. You don't want pity sales. And I'm not saying this in a mean way. You don't want pity sales. They dry up. They don't leave a good feeling for your buyers. You want people to be there because they want to be there, and they want to buy from you because of who you are, the experience they're experiencing, and the quality of your products. Not because. Now, there is nothing wrong with sharing your story. People want to be involved in your journey. They like to know, where did you come from? What are you doing on here? How did you get here? How did you come up with your name? Things like that. They're interested in that. But if you focus in on that too much, you're going to drive people away. They're going to be like, oh, okay, I get it. I know. They want to come to share in your life with you and share in the experience here, but not have to worry or feel guilt or feel pressure because they know you need something. I'm going to give you a perfect example of this, and I hope they're okay with me using them. But Jack's Treasures, when they first started, had a cat. Their cat was named Jack. That's how they got Jack's Treasures. And when they first started on Whatnot, they don't do it anymore. Every time somebody, I think it was like a first purchase, they would tell the story about their cat who had passed away. And it went from, yay, you got this first purchase, to, oh man, your cat died. Think about that feeling that is left with the buyers. I took it about 2 times. I'm like, I don't want to hear it again. Like, I don't want to keep feeling bad about this cat. And they got that feedback. They since change it. Every now and then they'll tell you the story about Jack in a more positive, more upbeat way, celebrating his life versus what happened. Now, they didn't do this in a bad way. I am not speaking bad about them in whatsoever. They obviously had a ton of love for their cat, and this is where this was born from for them. But it was the way, the approach to it in the beginning wasn't working. So anybody, I know I love discounts. They're good friends of them. Anybody who knows Jack Treasures, you can tell them it was all, I was speaking very kindly of them. It was not bad. So let's talk about the strategy for promotion. So what first of all makes like promotional shows kind of go sideways? Good morning, The Lost Ledger. You called him Jack because you thought his name was Jack, that he was Jack. Yeah, it happens. I get Zoe all the time, which I'll answer to Zoe, but that's okay. So most sellers don't plan promotions, they react. We talked about that. So something isn't selling, they slash the price, or it's just, the emotional discounting. So a lot of people look at promotions as, I'm doing flash sales, I'm cutting my prices. That's kind of in their head of, this is how I'm doing promotions for my items. All that is doing is training your buyers to wait until you lower the price. Buyers are smart people. They know if you go, you'll answer this. They know if they go to your show regularly and they see something 4, 5, 6 times, if they just wait it out and it doesn't sell, that you're going to slash the price. They pick up on patterns very quickly. We all do. So that type of promotions usually isn't that effective. You're just cutting your profits. You're not helping yourself. So we need to get out of thinking that discounting everything is a promotion. We need to create excitement, not discounts. That doesn't mean you can't use flash sales strategically, or you can't lower prices at certain times strategically. But when it's done in a knee-jerk reaction, or as a result of something not selling all the time, your buyers are just going to wait you out and get the lower prices. So you don't want it to be launched in desperation. You want a promotion to be launched as an exciting event that you plan. We already talked about like Target and how we can do promotions. Think about any brick and mortar store. They have block parties. That's a promotion event. That's a big, a big thing for some of like the mom and pop stores. They'll do, like somebody said, back to school sales. So these are times, Amazon Prime. Those are promotions that we wait as buyers to go and buy because it's exciting. We want to be part of it. That's what you want to think in your business. How do I create events or moments within a normal course of my business that people get excited to come to? So I want you to think, if you ever been to an auction, will you check the DMs, please? Has anybody ever been to a live auction here? I've never been to a live auction, but I do watch them on. I do the online ones all the time. But think about it. When you're at a live auction and it's halfway through and the prices are going and going, but then all of a sudden they start dropping the prices to like $1, $2, and you're like, wait a minute. The prices were really high. Then all of a sudden they just dropped all the prices. Is any of this even worth what we were just paying for it? Like the slashing the prices in the middle becomes very confusing. Same thing for our shows. When you start out and you're like, maybe you're a $5 person, you're like $5, and nobody's bidding, and you're like, okay, $3. We'll do $3. This one, people are kind of like, what the heck is going on here? Is your stuff worth $5? Is it worth $3? Like what's the deal? That's what we want to avoid. We are talking not doing that. Last day because it's 50% off. Exactly. You're like, yeah, but you were just charging how much more 2 days ago? That's the chatty wampus. That's the exact concept I'm trying to talk about right there. You're kind of like, so that's when discounts feel random. We don't want these random discounts. We want something planned. I want you to think about frozen show issues. Are you reading the DMs? Can you go check it and make sure and see if there's frozen show issues? Okay. Are you having issues, or are you asking about how to fix issues? Clarify for me. This is something Jeremy talks about a lot, and I want to bring it in here because this is a psychology side of it. It's loss aversion. So buyers are twice as motivated by what they might lose as what they might gain. So think about this. This is part of the reason why promotions work. When I have an auction, it's below value, and I hope that there will be a bidding war. But when I put it in my bin, I list for more. Absolutely. Yes, if you're putting your bin, you should list it for more. You've probably done more work to put it in your bin. And there's no chance of it getting bid up. Put it for what you want it for in your bin. Sell it for as low as you can stomach in an auction. Or your starting bid as low as you can feel comfortable with for an auction. Or say they're not glued to the price while running it, and you're like, yeah, well, then why is that price on the screen? Like, come on, people, figure out your price and stick with it. That's what I'm thinking when I see this happening in real life. And Elaine, thank you so much. Loss aversion. So yes, our brains want to avoid losing out. So buyers are twice as motivated by what they might lose as by what they might gain. FOMO, that fear of missing out. When there's a promotion event, when I do, and my creamer show was great for me. It made me money. I got a bunch of people there. It was a fun time. Does that mean every single person on Whatnot is missing, has FOMO about, oh my God, I might miss a creamer? No. But the people who collect creamers, the people who like creamers, and the more excitement that I try generating about what uniqueness I'm bringing to this, they start to think, oh, I'm a collector of that. I don't want to miss this show because normally she only has 1 or 2 in her show. She's going to have 50 or 60 of them. I want to be there and get what I collect, right? So creamers may not be for everybody. I'm using it because that was something that I've recently done and I can speak about.
Unique travel treasures. If your shows are freezing or they're getting frozen, then there's 2 possibilities. If you're using a phone, then either the wireless connectivity that you have with your phone and the internet is not correct, is not good, or wherever you are located, you don't have a good signal for the internet. So I would invite you to check those things. Other than that, I don't know what could be causing that technical issue.
So doing promotions, even if it is a discounting type promotion, doing them strategically creates that loss aversion effect. So a well-framed promotion triggers that, right? This price this week only. I'm doing free shipping 1 week only. Get in here and get it done. I do free shipping only on Tuesdays. Come on Tuesdays and you don't have to pay shipping. I'm not doing free shipping across the board because free shipping is an event. It's on Tuesdays. You want it, get here on Tuesdays, or you miss out on it. You want PA tickets? We have 16 left. Once they're sold, they're sold. There isn't going to be any more. planned out, thought through, not a random discount. Random discounts, there's no contrast, there's no event. It's like, oh, it's there all the time. If I just wait, she'll drop the price. There's no FOMO there. There's no loss aversion happening when you're just randomly doing it. But when you plan it and you present it as such, now you start creating that loss aversion and that FOMO. So it's taking these strategies that have been around forever. They're not something new. It's not something that I thought up. These are just strategies that have been around in retail for years. But how do we harness them and use them in our businesses? So when we talk about strategy, we want that strategy. We don't want chaos. We don't want randomness. So before you do a promotion, there's four things you should think about. And I came up with an acronym to help kind of make these 4 things stick in your head. So think plan, PLAN. We're going to go through each one of those. This is kind of your framework around thinking about how do I fit in promotions into my business in a really good thought out manner. So P, plan, purpose. What is that purpose of your promotion? Are you moving slow inventory, rewarding buyers, growing attendance, introducing a new product? There could be other reasons. What is your purpose for this promotion? If you don't have a purpose, it's like if you don't have a goal, how do you know the steps to take? If you don't have a purpose with a promotion, how do you know how to design that promotion? Okay? You're not going to do a, 2 for $10 show because you want to attract new buyers. You're going to do a 2 for $10 show because you want to move inventory, right? And for $1.03, you preload. Rebecca's, you've got to come back to me and tell me how that works. Give it a few shows, give it some time, and come back. I would love to hear. Send me a DM or come back and tell me in a show. Always love to hear how things like that work out. So P, plan. L, limit. What boundaries protect your profit in this? This isn't about hurting yourself, losing money. It's about creating excitement, making sales, reaching whatever it is that the purpose that you're trying to reach. So every good promotion, every promotion has a beginning and an end. Okay. It could be one show. It could be a sale that you're running for a week. It could be something that only happens on a certain day, but there is a beginning and an end. Open-ended discounts, something that is always on flash sale in your bin, is not a promotion. It's just a price cut. Okay. That's not a promotion. You're just slashing the price. So what's the beginning and what's the end? You can't have FOMO if there's no end. There's no fear of missing out. There's no loss aversion coming in if there's never a date that it's not going to be there for somebody. Okay. So think about your plan. What's your purpose? What's your limit? And then who's the audience? Okay. That you may say, oh, that's self-explanatory. It's people coming to my shows. But really, who is the audience? Are you trying to get new buyers? Is the audience people you've never met before? Or is the audience the resellers in your room? Or is the audience the collectors in your room? Who is this aimed to? So how do you create a promotion? A back-to-school sale at Target, is that geared to the single, 20-year-old guy out riding his motorcycle every Saturday? Probably not. It's geared to the mom and dads with all those kids going back to school. Good morning, Forgotten Memories. So who is your audience? Define your audience that you're aiming this promotion at. That also helps you target them in your social media. So if you know you're having some type of promotional show coming up, you can target what you're doing in your social media to those people by designing what you're putting in your social media. Think it through. It's strategic. None of this is random, just like, hey, everybody, I'm going to record a video. I'm looking at my iPad over here. Pretend, hey, everybody, I'm going to do a creamer show. This is great. Come see me. No, are you a creamer collector? Do you like unique creamers? I've got the show you don't want to miss. That's who your audience is, right? Finally, the N, PLAN. What's the next step? Once you got them, once they're in that promotional event show, what's going on? What do you want them to do next? What's your call to action? You have to tell people what you expect them to do. My morning show is the first time I had a repeat buyer. Well, congratulations. That's amazing. Congratulations. And a new buyer. Congratulations. It feels good, doesn't it? It feels good when you see people coming back to you because that's your data that you're doing something good. So when you have that promotion, whatever it is that you design, what's the next step you want? Do you want them to bookmark a show? Do you want them to follow you? Do you want them to make another purchase? figure out what that is and build that next step into your plan, right? That overall PLAN. During my creamer show, y'all, I do these type of things. I often have creamers in almost every single one of my shows. You like what we brought today? Don't miss my other shows. We always put a couple of creamers in. These are standard things that I bring to my shows. Come back and see me. What behavior do you want to drive after the fact of the promotion? And buying again because I cater the request. There you go, because you took care of them. You invested in them. I had 3 new buyers. Congratulations. Look, these are things to celebrate. They feel good. And I love that you guys are watching the numbers for it, because that's important. Knowing how many people you have coming back and how many new people. It's important. It's a little off topic, but if you don't have a repeat buyer base, something is wrong in your business. You're going to have a hard time growing it, and something is wrong. Now, unless you sell, I can't even think of something that could be sold that somebody would not ultimately need again. If you don't have repeat buyers, I would start asking myself, why don't I have repeat people? What am I doing wrong? Is my shipping not good? Are they getting broken products? Why are they not coming back? So focusing in on these numbers is highly important. And then, good morning, Sean. And then your new people, you still have to attract the new people. You should have a good mix. I kind of like an 80-20 mix in mine, about 80%. And that's your standard, equation there. But 80% should be repeat and about 10% new people every single time, because you always still have to have a pipeline.
Good morning, Sean.
Well, look at that, Rustic. That's a big deal. Okay, so plan. And those of you, if you might be new to me, we do broadcast to YouTube. So all of this is on YouTube. While you are always welcome to purchase from me, you do not have to in order to rewatch. You can always go to YouTube to rewatch. Think about when you use like a plan model, when you strategically design a promotion for your business, it preserves your brand value. It preserves who you are. You bring out your brand, you reinforce your brand through the promotions you create. So if your buyers know you do a 2 for $10, 2 items for $10 once a month, they show up for it, they plan around it, it becomes an event, right? It's something they look forward to. It's part of who you are. So think about, I'm not going to go do some crazy, like if I were to do a 10,000 follower or 20,000 follower show, people would be like, what the heck, Tracy? You've never done that. Like, it would be weird to me, right? Because that's not who I am. So think about making sure your brand is represented appropriately and that it strengthens your brand. Everything you do, a little off topic of promotions, every decision you make in your business, everything you do, the stuff you decide to sell, how you handle your customer service, how you talk to people when they're in your room, what this experience is, every single thing, how you answer reviews should enforce your brand, should represent who you are, because it's so easy. It takes forever to build it, and a few little mess ups can just tear it apart. So even our promotions, we want to make sure if you start to become known for price slashing during shows, you're just cutting prices. That's not probably the best reputation that you want. Is that really helping the brand that you want to create? Evening that promote in your morning shows. In your morning shows, you always promote the evening shows. Those are calls to action. We should all be doing calls to action. So let's just talk about, came up with 3 different promotion goals. Good morning, Josie. I am sure there are far more out there, but we're only going to do 3 for sake of time and discussion. But if you want to move slow inventory, maybe the promotion you're doing is kind of like a show around bundling or doing lots of things, like 4 or 5 items. So you're bundling, 3 items for $25, 2 items for $10. That may be the type of promotion. Greta's Garden, thank you so much for the raid.
Welcome in, Raiders. Grab your hats and step into Zoe's Treasures, where the relics aren't cursed. They are for sale.
Greta's Garden, I hope you had a wonderful show. Thank you for bringing everybody over here. If you came over with Greta's Garden, my name's Tracy. This is Zoe's Treasures. We are talking about doing promotions, strategic promotions for your show, how to help them with your brand, grow your business, make them successful, Greta's Garden, please put in the chat who you are, what you do, what you sell, all the details, so that anybody who likes what they read can go ahead and give you a follow. And thank you so much for coming over. So moving slow inventory, you may want to make a special show, 2 for whatever, 3 for whatever type thing. That way you're bundling. You take maybe 2 lower, say if you're going to bundle 2 for 10, maybe something of a lower value with a little bit higher value helps you move your items. When you bundle items, do you feel they should be similar or work together? I think it can work any way you want. The way I do bundling, because I do dollar starts, low shipping, so my sell-through rate's pretty high. I don't say that in a bragging way. That comes from doing lower starts and lower shipping. But if I happen to have 1 or 2 items left at the end of the show, I don't care if they go together or not. Normally what I do is put them together and say, all right, you guys, here you go. You're going to get both of them this time. Sometimes I'll just see a couple of items. You definitely want to think about the weight because you got to ship them. So you're always considering weight. And the other things to decide, for me, I do very random bundles. Or I may have 2 pieces of brass that I think are very low value on their own. Like maybe they're $5 pieces. Like I can't expect people to bid more than $5. Well, when I put an item out, in my head, I'm trying to get that bid up as high as I can, right? I have an average order value that I'm looking for. So if I have something that's just $5, I'll maybe grab something else that's a $5 or $10 item, put it together so that it increases the value of what the buyer's getting. When I'm doing it, it's usually on the fly. It's like, you know what? This is too small to go by itself. Let me grab something else and put it together. Or I will bundle similar items just ahead of time. Like quite frequently, let me show you this, okay? And I talk about this a lot. These pictures are for sale tomorrow. I have 2 of them, okay? I am not selling these separately. Most people would sell this one, and then they would sell this one. They bundle together. Who wants just 1 picture? People want 2. They're a set. They're a pair. They go together. So that's the type of bundling that I particularly do. But now, at the same time, if I come across 2 things that are really small, let's see if I can find something here. I don't know, but let's just say I saw these on the shelf. I may pick up 2 metal items and say, okay, these aren't related, but they're both really cool. Let's just put them out there. What does that do? This in itself is a good value item. This is a mid-value item. Put them together and they become a higher value item. So a lot of it comes from just paying attention. What's being bid up during your show? Can I just throw a couple of things together? Run that horse. That horse is getting run tomorrow morning, Southern Charm. Mama says, I found out if you do a bundle show, for example, 3 for $20, put a buy it now listing for it. Also, people use their Afterpay and if they don't have cash, they do. Afterpay, if it's in your bin, they can do payment plans on something. There you go, Gretchen. I like that. They're best friends and they need to stay together. Yep. Salt and pepper shakers, plates, y'all, just saying. Unless it's a gallery wall plate, unless it's like a plate that can stand on its own, don't sell it by itself. Always sell them in an even number. Who wants 3 plates? Everybody wants 2 or 4 or 6. 6 is a little hard to ship. I do 2 or 4s at resale price or at collector price. Do you sell high value items at resale price or at a collector price? Sell it at the price that the whatnot market will bear. This isn't eBay. And I'm not telling people to take a loss, but I'm telling people to be aware of what the market is that you're selling it. So I'm just going to say a swung vase. Gorgeous. If I had a bittersweet, maybe a bittersweet swung vase like this, I could probably sell it on eBay for what, $400 or $500? I'm just guessing. I haven't researched those in forever. $400 or $500. I could probably get $300, $253 on whatnot, realistically. Value it at the market in which you are selling it is my suggestion when you're putting it in the bin. If you want to try going it up higher, you can. Some people may buy it if they really, really want it. Maybe having odd number, just having that odd number plate. Can I do a show while traveling? 100%, and I would absolutely recommend it. Internationally, depends what country you're in, I think. Like when we go to Mexico, we can't stream from Mexico on Whatnot. So that would depend on if Whatnot's available, I would think. You'll have to check into that. The only time I've ever tried is from Mexico. So, but like Europe has Whatnot, so I don't think there would be a problem there. I don't know where else. So yeah, that's a go to help.whatnot.com question, because I don't know enough to answer that intelligently. Sorry, but if I don't know, help.whatnot.com. But absolutely, when you're traveling, even if you can't sell, you guys, try to get online for 10, 15 minutes, talk to people, involve them in your trip, something. Keep that connection. It's vital. You can be gone a week and they'll find somebody else to go watch. Unfortunately, it's one of those things here on Whatnot that you got to stay in front of people if you want to be relevant. What do I do with inventory if I'm gone? So if you don't have inventory you can travel with, then you do a chat show. You do a, hey, I'm checking in with you show. Because you still have to ship it within 2 days. And think about if you're shipping it internationally, if you don't have somebody at home who could ship it for you. I travel frequently for work. At least 1 week a month I travel. I have people at home who could ship my stuff. We do shows remotely. They ship it from here. So you got to think about that. Can you take jewelry, ephemera? Those are travel type items. If you can't do that, do a chat show. I actually had a lady take a swung vase out of your buggy. Oh man, that is terrible. That's like a thrift store fight going on right there. Like that's when salty Tracy comes out. Don't be taking my stuff out of my cart. Now, unique travelers, if you don't want to sell at all out of your bin, if you can't ship out of your bin, you don't have somebody to do that, yes, put it on vacation mode. 100%. If you're like, look, it's never happening, put it on vacation mode. It's a thrift store felony. It is. Hello, Miss D. Because he is hurt and cannot. There you go. I love discounts. He can't sell, but he comes on and he touches base with people. It is so important. So important. I love discounts. I called you out the other day. I did. I called you out to the whole room. Here's the deal. When you have shows scheduled, and this isn't about I love discounts. This is just in general. If you have shows scheduled and the people want to be there and then you don't show up, they get disappointed. If you don't have shows scheduled, they forget about you. So when you travel, schedule a show, show up even if it's for 5-10 minutes, touch base with people, let them know you're still alive, let them know you still care about them, and be relevant. That's all. On vacation mode, no, you cannot. When you're on vacation mode, it like shuts down everything. I'm pretty sure. I know your bin, it doesn't even show up at all. It's not like eBay. On eBay, when you do vacation mode and you put the date you'll be back, they can still buy, but they have to wait for the shipping. It's not like that. It's like your stuff on Whatnot doesn't even show up when you're on vacation mode. We're on a buying trip in Canada, so we're on vacation mode. Okay. And so his and her shop, can you do a show? What did I love disc? You blame it on Liz. Oh, Liz, you're blaming it on Liz. Can do sell inside a show? You can. Thank you, Natural State of High. Thank you for clarifying. So yes, and I would trust what Natural State of High. She's knowledgeable. I trust that answer. So I do know for sure your marketplace items will not show up at all if it's on vacation mode, but we now know that you can still do a show on vacation mode. Thank you so much. We try to be helpful because it's at home. Thank you. There are ways to do it. There are ways to stay relevant while you're traveling. Okay, let's go back to promotions. What if here's another, hello, Catches by Kathy. You want to reward loyal buyers. You can do a promotion show for your loyal people. Everybody knows you can go to your analytics and you see your top 10 buyers by dollar amount spent and by number of items purchased. You should be doing something, if not every month, occasionally throughout the year to reward these people who are spending a ton of money with you. Have a great day, Greta's Garden. Good morning, Pit Love. So what are ways we can do it? You can have a special early access show. Maybe you got in a big collection. Maybe you got a few great pieces and you do a private show just for those people. If you have enough of them, that could work. Or, the private show, sending them some information messaging them, hey, guess what? I got these in. I know you love this. Early access, I'll throw it in my bin for 2 hours. If you want it, you get a chance to buy it first. Different things you can do. So you can do promotions that way. But rewarding, if you see the difference, if I'm rewarding my loyal buyers, my promotion approach is very different than if I want to move slow inventory. I'm talking bundling to move slow inventory. Rewarding loyal buyers is something else. So if I go back to my plan, understanding who my audience is allows me to design my promotion accordingly to the goal, the purpose, and the audience that I'm reaching. What about if you want to grow a new audience? You can do promotions to grow a new audience. Part of like my Crazy Creamer show, my Christmas show, part of that is helping grow a new audience. Offer loss leaders. Offer something of high value that you may take a loss on to bring people in the room. Now, don't run it as a very first item because then they're just going to leave. So the promoting, let me answer, it can or cannot be. The promoting I'm talking about is you doing some type of special event show, some type of special event sale, not promoting through Whatnot. Now, for promoting through Whatnot, you get to pick the price. So it could be as low cost as you want it to be, or it could be as inexpensive as you want it to be. So that's something that you control, the cost of how much you want to promote through Whatnot. I have a whole thing about it. I don't think it's worth it. That's a personal opinion. I've experimented with promoting through Whatnot. I didn't find that it was worth the money for me or provided the data I need to understand if it was working appropriately. So I choose not to do it anymore. Other people have done it and they feel that it's very successful. So promoting through Whatnot is what I suggest, like anything else. You may want to try it. Do 2 or 3 shows that are not promoted. Understand your numbers. Do 2 or 3 shows where you pick a promotion and stick with it for 2 or 3 shows and compare the two to decide if it's really something that works for you or not. Because all of us probably will have very different experiences with it. Miranda says, it was very much worth it for me for 2 shows, but my last show, I didn't think it helped much, which was strange. I always suggest dig into the numbers. They give you a nice flashy report. Dig into it and make sure you understand those numbers and the validity of those numbers before you decide if it works or not. Good morning, Hustle Charm. This is where you need to be. Thank you so much, Josie. So Miss D, for real, it's been working for you before now. It never worked. I know my experience may not be the experience everybody else has. And mine also comes from a very analytical point of view. When I did the promotions through Whatnot, did I get a few new buyers? I sure did. Did I have more people in the room? I didn't see my overall room numbers increase, but I did see a lot of, you'll see it says joining through promotion going on in the chat. I saw that occurring. My overall room numbers weren't much higher than my normal shows. From an analytical perspective, but I can do shows. Yes, you can. Unique Travel Treasures. You did hear that correctly. What I found was that the numbers didn't support. I couldn't validate the numbers. Whatnot said they had 4,000 something people. They put my show in front of that many people. There wasn't even that many people in the category that I sell in. So who were they putting it in front of? If they're putting it in front of baseball card guys, that probably doesn't help me as a vintage decor. I don't know how many of them are buying Blue Willow China. So that was one of them. I also found that the new buyers that they said came from promotion weren't always new, that some of them had been around in my shows for a long time. So I didn't feel there was validity in the information. And when I compared the new buyers I had organically versus the promotion, I was getting more new buyers organically than what the promotion was producing for me. So I didn't feel that it worked for me. Again, that's my experience and why I choose not to do it. And I'll share that as information for people. Go talk to Daisy Lane. She's wonderful. She sells vintage decor and she does promotions, and she's had a very different experience with it. So you can get both sides of the coin and then decide what works best for you. There are other variables too. Same type of items are different, same price point, same type of show. Absolutely. And one of the things Daisy Lane says all the time with promotion, I don't feel this is my problem because I think I handle this pretty good at this point. when you're brand new, don't just you may do a promotion and it will bring some people to your room. It will. That I don't question that whatsoever. But if you don't have your ish in order, if you're not ready to keep those people, you're just throwing your money away on the promotion, because it doesn't matter how many people come in the room. If you don't have a plan, you're not running quality items, your prices aren't on point, your shipping's not on point, the experience isn't good, they're just going to leave. So make sure you got your stuff in order before you pay for that promotion. There she is. There's Daisy Lane. And she says that. So I'm repeating what she says, and I 100% agree with that. So, so Mama says, oh, wait, hold on. I'm missing some here. I feel too invasive promoting or asking to promote. Don't ask to promote on other shows. It's not effective. A lot of people don't like it. It's interrupting to the other person. Now, some people are like, hey, promote on my shows all the time. If they say to do it, by all means do it. I just don't think it's going to be effective. You're better off doing what you're doing here. Talk in the chat, network, meet people is going to get you so much further than just saying, hey, I've got a show on Tuesday. So do $20 buyers giving, not through Whatnot. Then, hold on, wait a minute, mamas, what are you saying? Then after you run it, raid into a big seller and get a free call out. Now, I hope you're being facetious, mama. I'm going to read that as being facetious to some degree there. I promote $15 for 90 minutes and you were surprised it worked. Yeah, some people will instantly block you. There are a lot of sellers on this app that will instantly block if you promote or boot you out or something. And I've changed my mind on this over the course. When I was new, I was like, yeah, I'll promote, because people weren't talking, and promoting at least got my chat moving. I find it very disruptive to me. I'm trying to watch a chat. I'm trying to respond. I'm trying to be engaging. And when every other comment, like right now, I see 1, 2, 3, I only see 4 comments right now on my screen. If 2 of those are promotions, that means it's hard for me to read it. I find it very disruptive to me as a seller for people promoting in my room uninvited. No repeat buyers. I send a coupon with each order. I sell fabric. Previous buyers pop in. As long as everything else is going good and you want to focus on your repeat buyers, fabric and finds, start thinking about ways to encourage. We did a whole CEO challenge. One of their challenges was repeat buyers. So are you following up? Are the items that they're getting, are they delivered appropriately the way they're supposed to be? Do they smell good? Are they packaged good? What's the experience like when they're in the show? What are the prices like? Did they buy it and they maybe overpaid, and then they get it and they're like, oh, that's good, but I really don't want to pay those prices. So look at everything that's happening and really focus in on those repeat buyers. And you can message me too, and I'd be happy to talk through ideas with you. I am sure once you start focusing on repeat buyers, you will be able to start having more and more of them. Seller blocks certain words. They sure do. I used to do it. I just don't now because I'm too lazy, honestly. I just don't type it in. And oh no, oh my goodness. So I got a red chat, and I'll keep the person anonymous, but they said that even asking through red chat to if they can promote, because nobody else sees red chat but the host and the mods, that even necessitated, like, they got kicked out of the room for being in red chat. So even if you think you're doing it in a way that's not like out in the open, watch it. You can still get kicked out. The list of joins, yeah, I kind of like the joins, but I can't keep up with all of them, and that's my problem. It is still distracting. I think it is very distracting. Yeah, the red chat even worse, because as soon as I see the red, I'm like, somebody's really needs to talk to me. So I saw something completely off topic. I want to say thank you for taking the time to respond to my message. You're very welcome, Presley's. A join is, so if you have less than 50 people in your show and you see it and says Bob is joining your show, Sally joined, and it tells you who comes in the room, that's a join. I think can't you turn that off though, Natural State of High? I thought there was an option that you can turn that off. Yeah, I like it for calling out people, but if I don't, I always feel bad. Yeah, his and her Chicago, you can. Okay, so you can turn that off. I feel bad that if I call out a few names, because I'm never going to read all of them. I'm not going to be able to recognize every single name. So personally, if I only call out 3 or 4, then I feel bad. I'm like, oh, well, I don't want the other people to feel like I'm leaving them out, but I don't want to not recognize people. It is a very it's an emotionally distressing thing for me. So um, I try to respond to, if somebody says good morning or hello, if they've taken the time, I absolutely try to respond to that and just leave it at that and hope people understand. But a seller can't turn it off. Okay, so you can only put yourself on incognito mode, but the seller cannot turn it off. And that's what his and her Chicago shop. That's why I have mine on incognito. Not that I'm any big seller or something special, but there's certain, like on the CEO challenge, when I would go into a room unannounced, and they would see me, I felt that it would disrupt the show because they were on my challenge and then they felt like they had to talk about me, and that's not what I wanted to happen. So, I for beauty, good morning, sir. Could mod somebody, and just like coasting, they would have audio but no video. I think in certain circumstances that may be kind of cool. I think there could be some useful things to that. I see how it could also, there may be some downsides like anything, but I think there could be some fun, useful things you can do with that. Yeah, some people only acknowledge people they know. And the reason we do that, and I know, like, there's a few people, and you guys I've already picked up on who they are, that we're friends in real life. I'm super more comfortable. I can use them as examples. I could talk about them with knowing that they're cool with it, right? So I don't think sellers, not all sellers, do it intentionally to disclude people, but it's something we absolutely have to be aware of, to try to talk to as many people as we can, not just the ones that we're super familiar with. Buyers can control it. Okay. Forgot memories. Would you see? I hate the bigger, smaller seller perception. I think we're all sellers. We're all CEOs. We're all business owners doing our thing. And success is relative to your point of view. I could be a total flop in somebody's head, or I could be a success in somebody's head, and I really don't care what they think. Success is relative to me. Somebody could have 10 people in the room every single show and be making more money than I make. So that's why I don't like this whole bigger, smaller seller thing. I just think it's, are you reaching the goals you want to reach? Are you reaching your own personal metrics of success? And if so, then you are a big seller. I don't care how many followers you have or how many people come to your room. It's too much of everybody comparing to everybody else. That's what I don't like about it. But I appreciate the compliment. I appreciate that, you had that perception. I do. I love to throw you under the bus. I love discounts. So I have sellers I look up to. Yeah, there are so many people that I can learn from, and we all can, regardless of size. And this is another reason why I don't think wings matter to me. They just don't, because there's a lot of people that don't have wings that I look at, and in my eyes, I'm like, I really love what they're doing. I want to emulate some of this. Or, I see other ones and I'm like, no, I don't like what they're doing. I want to make sure I don't do that. Wings are when you get premier status. So basically you have to meet a set of metrics. Most of them are easy. The most difficult one is selling $50,000 within a 90-day period. And then you get a set of wings. Some people call them like, who was it? What does Farm call them? Tampon wings. They look like they're little gold wings around your logo. So there you go. Green 13 has them. They're right there. He calls them wheat stalks. So ice cream truck. There you go, Gemma. Okay. So we talked about like 3 different types of promotions you can do. Let's keep going on. How about this? What tampon rings? I know. What is the best promotion that you have ever done? What is something that you have done that you felt as a promotion worked really, really well? Hello, visuals. I am curious. Here's another type of promotion that that's not a show promotion. So I'm going to talk about, this is my best one that I think I've done. It's funny when I have an interaction in my show and someone red chats, do you know who that is? Because they can't, and I don't care. Yeah, exactly. Everybody's the same. Look, everybody flips out about Joe Hollywood. Joe Hollywood came in one day, bought something out of my bin, and I must have got 5 red chats. Did you know who that just was? Do you see who bought from you? That was cool. But I was just kind of like, hey, thank you for your purchase from the bin. I'm going to tell you the same as I tell everybody else. Okay, so I want to hear about your best promotion that you've ever done. My best are my rewards cards. This is my favorite promotion that I've done. This is a promotion. My plan for this, my purpose is to get people to come back to my show. Is to get people to come back and spend money. So that's my favorite one. Card goes in every package. There's a coupon code. You combine them. You look in the show notes. You get discounts. The more shows you come to, the more money you save. Good morning, Brittany. I can't wait to see you. This is that's your favorite one. You did the same thing. Hold on, wait. His money spends like exactly. Did you see what happened? I did. Crystals. No, I didn't see it, but Noelle told me all about it. How do you red chat? Unique Travelers, red chat is a private message that you send between yourself and the seller, and there's certain keywords that whatnot makes it red, so nobody but the seller and the mods can see it. Boobs is the most common. Type boobs of no period, just BOOBS, and it'll make it red. You can go ahead and try it, and you can see what happens. There you go. See? So if you would type a message and then put boobs, BBC, PayPal, those are all ones. I'm sure there's other ones. And the sellers can also put in words that they pick for that. Called Nubby Bucks. Chubby Bucks would be probably I Love Discounts, one of their best promotional tools. Southern Charm, no. Free shipping could be a promotional tool, yep. I use my free shipping on Tuesdays as a promotional event. Yep, so just the seller and the mod. So me and my husband see that. And if Bree's in here, we usually make her a mod, she may see it. Yes, use red chat carefully because it is very distracting to the seller. It's usually for those really, there she is right there. The Vintage Gypsy Bree, she's right there. We usually have her modded, so she'll be able to see everything too. It's very distracting to the seller, so use it smartly. Like if it's really important that they need to know something, you would put it in red chat. And then you start to get your friends, and your friends will text you stuff to try to make you blush like mine do frequently. If you're ever in here and you just see me turn bright red, that's probably because there was something completely inappropriate put in a red chat to me. It is I Love Discounts and Southern Charm's goal in life to see how many times they can make me blush in a show. BBC is a red chat.
So now we have quite a few people in the room. And earlier today, I gave a shout out to What Liz Likes, because those who follow What Liz Likes are gonna like this.
Yes, if you didn't see this earlier, you guys, on Mondays, our standard raise is to go over and see What Liz Likes talk show. She goes on usually about the same time we're ending our shows. Her talk shows are now going to be on YouTube. You guys can watch them on YouTube. You can buy her notes, the notes, then go watch it on YouTube and follow along.
Yes, the intro just dropped. It dropped at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So
yeah.
If you're interested in looking at the intro, go check it out.
Unique Travelers, you are very welcome. The intro is awesome. You guys, really, really. Don't leave my show. Wait till we're done. Or go to a different device, but go check the intro out for sure. Okay. Let's talk about promotion fatigue really quick here. Because with everything else, stuff can get overdone. Completely overdone. If you're running promotions every single show, buyers start to expect a sale every single show. Let me see. Yep, 15 tickets. Only 15 tickets left for the PA meetup. We're so close to being sold out, you guys. So get them before they're gone. Because once they're gone, they're gone. Like the venue only holds so many seats. So if your buyers, if you're running a flash sale every single show, guess what's going to happen? They're never going to pay full price because they know if they just wait, they're going to come back and get it on flash sale. Be strategic. Miss D, for real, we are doing a Pennsylvania meetup. It's pinned on the screen right there. Yes, my love. Yes, I just said it's pinned on the screen right there. Right there. Yes. And we have 15 left. Is that what we just said? Yep, 15 available. October 3rd in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. It is open to buyers and sellers. You're going to get a continental breakfast. You're going to get a lunch from 9 to 3 o'clock that day. We have 5 amazing sellers coming to do speeches. We're going to do some breakout rooms. We're going to have some talking, some workshops. We're going to have a lot of networking and a lot of fun. So highly recommend that you buy a ticket and come. We have people from California coming, you guys. We have people basically all over the country coming. And I'm not being able to go after. Oh no, that sucks that you couldn't go to the North Carolina one. I know I Love Discounts was just there, and they said they had a ton of fun. Well, Miss D, look at you. If you're in Pennsylvania, you're within a couple of hour drive. Yep, 2.5 hours from Philly. Look at the Forgotten Memories driving down from Maine. We have California, we have Tennessee, we have Colorado, we have Kentucky, all over the place. Maybe Florida. We have Georgia.
I love discounts. I love discounts.
Hey, everybody. Please put bunnies in the chat.
Ooh, yeah, baby. Let's go. Woot, woot.
Unique Travelers. If you forgot to scan at drop-off, do not print a new label. No. Just let it be. It will get updated in the process of going through USPS. It's going to show late on your thing for a couple of days, but the scanning through the post office will eventually catch up to whatnot, and it'll be marked as shipped. Do not print a new label. Yep, Southern Charm and her daughter, Brittany, who I finally get to meet for the first time, is coming up from all the way from Georgia. So we have, what was it, Tober said, coming from Florida. So just think about promotion fatigue, on how often you do this, when you do it, how you roll it out. Buyers do get like, oh, not again type feeling, right? They lose their power through overuse. They become ineffective through overuse. If every time you went to Target, the exact same thing was on sale, you'd be like, yeah, it's just the normal price. That's a price cut. Again, I go back, that's a price cut. That's not a promotion. So promotions are magical because they're seasonal, like Christmas. How much trouble? You're probably not in trouble. Just don't do it again. Yeah. So think about promotions like Christmas time. It comes once a year. It's magical because it's infrequent, because it's not like, every single day. Ms. D's coming. I want to talk about kind of the being composed in selling with your promotion. So the calm seller, the calmer you are, the better you are. There is an absolute reason why the best salesman in the world, think about the best salesman you have ever met. And I know just the term salesman gets us like, oh, cheesy, right? But think about the best ones you've ever met. They're not desperate. When we do desperate promotions, that's how we come across. We think about the calm, the in control, the confidence of what you're selling and the prices you've picked, the promotions you're running. When you start sounding desperate, when somebody comes in your room, you're like, we're running everything half off today, you guys. It's all half off. Come and get it. Flash sale, half off. That starts to give desperation, like that pick me type vibe. We don't want that. Calm. Hey, you guys, we're running some half off sales in the bin today to celebrate whatever reason you picked to celebrate that day. Hope you enjoy it. Calm, collected, cool. Let them make their decision. By canceling shipping on Givies when I didn't know about changing category to stickers. Ooh, yeah, you never want to cancel. Unless it's your mistake as a seller, you don't want to cancel. Very different between desperation and excitement. Think about these shows, and I know we've all seen them. I'm not picking on any one show in particular, just in general. We have all seen it was your mistake. It was your mistake, but you should have. I'm going to get on you. I'm sorry. This is how I would have handled it. You put the category incorrectly for a giveaway, so it cost you more money. You need to eat it and pay it and ship them what they want, because that's just put a really bad impression on the buyer's perspective. We've all done it. Most of us, I can say 99% of sellers have put the wrong weight for the wrong category and paid more for shipping than they needed to be. Yes, Virginia. Thank you. I can't wait to see you too. You sent them on your own. Okay, well, at least you still sent them, so that's good. I think I was talking about desperation. The shows. We've seen those shows where it's like, my washing machine broke. Help me raise $2,000. That's the freaking title of their show with the picture of a broken washing machine. That doesn't make me want to go in there. So frantic screaming works best. 9 times you were totally in control. You may be singing and doing the auctioneer cool thing, but you're still in control. I spent $9 to ship postcard giveaways in my first. Yep, we have all made that mistake. Yeah, I won't go into a show. Good morning. I won't go into a show out of a desperate show like that. Like my something broke. The app is not on Meetup app. It is not. So we just haven't had the need to. We've advertised it. We are almost sold out. We are just shy of selling out 125 tickets. But if instead of advertising their broken washing machine or their broken car or whatever the thing is, if they designed a promotion, hey, we're going to do a bundle show. We're going to do 2 for $10. Or, hey, everybody, we're going to do a Taco Tuesday, or it's Fabulous Thursday, Fabulous Friday promotional show, Fabulous Friday special show, whatever it is. If they just came up with a promotion to achieve the goal of moving inventory to make money, they probably would have made more money than they would have advertising the broken washing machine. We go back to our PLAN acronym. Plan it out right and don't do it out of desperation. Right? When you're calm, when you're confident, when you're structured, you don't need to negotiate. You don't need to feel rushed, and people buy. It's really, really a simple formula. It's not as complicated as we tend to try to make it, particularly in live selling, because it's the vibe, it's the energy. It's not just the product. It's not like we're going into a faceless store and buying off a shelf. We are buying from a person that we want to connect to. Just a quick note, the meetup also is open to everybody, not just sellers. It's buyers, sellers, and also other platforms. We do have some people coming that do not sell on Whatnot. They sell on other platforms. Because it's not Whatnot sponsored, it is open to everybody. Geez, so help me fix my car. It's not broke, but will eventually. Yeah, I like that one. Christmas is coming. Help me buy gifts for my kids. Is there a way to view your meetup for a fee? I would love to come, but can't. Fabric Finds, we are working on, we were not going to charge for the viewing. We are working on a way to stream it on 2 channels during the event. So that will, as we get a little bit closer to October, we'll be giving all those details. Trust me, I'll be talking it up nonstop. So you will find out also. If you go to my website, zoestrtreasures.com, along the top it says PA Meetup. There's all the info, but if you scroll to the very bottom, you can sign up to be on an email list. I have sent 1 email so far. That is it. I probably plan on sending 2 more before October. No spam, just details. But that will be one of the emails, like all the information as we get close, the agenda, where it's streaming on, what times, all of that will be an email that will go out before that date. So if you want just updates, you can do that too. Oh, Carolina Sales. Okay. Well, hello. Jude's Treasure. I love it. Now I know who you are. I didn't recognize Jude's Treasure, but I recognize Carolina Sales. For over 5 pounds, are you choosing flat or ground? How are you determining this when setting up your show? I am going with ground. Everything is going to go ground. And then when I ship, if I find using a flat rate box works and is more economical than changing and separating multiple boxes like unbundling, I would then switch to flat. But my plan is to use all ground. Look, do a meetup, you guys. Do it. I encourage you guys, meet up with other sellers. There is nothing better than that. It really helps you make friends, and just makes these connections a little more real. So, when we're talking, there we go. So he put it up there. Thank you, my love. Promotions. Make sure there's some more promotions are supporting your goals, not undermining your goals. Okay. Very important when we talk about what's the purpose. Feel free to reach out to me, Savvy, if you have any questions about organizing an event. I'm always happy to help you, like give you some pointers. I do this in my professional life, and then so obviously now we're doing a PA one too. Yes, flat rate is $12.99 until November. And we don't know if the rate's going up or even if it's going to be here. What they've announced is flat rate is here until November 1st. We have to wait for more information from Whatnot to find out what's going to happen after that date. His and Her Chicago shop. Visuals has come in. Ground Advantage off Uline for $1.23. There are so many different places. Absolutely. And some of these, you guys, this is what I'm finding when I research boxes. Like I've looked at Uline. I like the Boxery. I see it. There's Masons. Some of the prices, like the shipping, could depend on where you're located. So where Uline may be best for one person, a different company could be best for a different one. So I like the Boxery, but the Boxery doesn't always make sense for, like, I Love Discounts in Kentucky. So definitely research the different ones, because don't just go with what somebody says. Like, look at all of them and take it into consideration. Can we set a default shipping provider now? Our default is USPS. That's all we have to use. The post office. That's all we have. We're hoping Whatnot comes out with other choices soon. We're waiting. All of us are waiting. I don't necessarily have a bullet list. I'm setting up a meeting is not really a bullet list for me, but I do have a ton of checklists at work because I run like 4-day conferences at work. So I take that and use that kind of same system.
Brittany, since it's going to be in October, it might start getting a little chilly in the morning.
Yes.
We might get a little chilly in the morning.
So, actually,
yes.
For those of you who are not familiar with Pennsylvania, so when you get a ticket, you also will receive 3 pages of information. And some of that is, hold on, I thought we put the weather on here. You didn't put it on here? I had it on the original one. Well, okay, we didn't put it on there. It is getting a little chilly. It's fall in October. All right, my husband's like, show it what it looks like. If you buy a ticket, what you get in the mail, some of the leaves are changing by then, absolutely. You will get an actual ticket in the mail, and then you get 3 pages of information that's upside down. That tells you about like local hotels, transportation, all kinds of stuff, the area. Yes, my love, he's doing this. I don't know what this means. No, that's okay. We don't need to do that. Thank you. Okay. So let's get back to talking. Promotions that support your goals, not undermining them. We don't want to cut ourselves short in any way. A promotion is a tool for a business goal, not a reaction to a slow week. Is the hot guy on the flyer going to be there? Oh no, but that would be nice. Good morning. I thought the email on shipping was very thorough and I was very glad to see the information too. Look, you guys, I'm excited about shipping today. I really am. I think this is a great thing. For those of you that do very smaller things, the ones that are usually under £1, I don't think it's as wonderful for you. I think it is going to cost you a little bit more money. However, for those of us that the majority, not everything, but the majority of what we sell is between £1 and £5, this is saving money. I'm excited about this. It is actually saving me money in my business. And what's not to be happy about that? No false advertising. Sorry, no. My husband will be there. I think he's pretty hot. There's going to be a lot of gentlemen there. I am not advertising this as a matchmaking meetup, but what you do on your own time.
Mamas, don't listen to her.
East Coast is happy about it too. I don't think this is a bad thing. Look at I'm a firm believer, and when one door closes, another door opens. Whatnot is paving the way. They promised us other shipping options. In order to make that happen, there's probably steps that have to occur before then. I am looking at this as a door closing because there is going to be a future door opening for other options. Do I know what that is? No, but I do trust that it's coming. I don't like to be the Debbie Downer, but the colored chat is very distracting me as a seller. It's almost red chat. Yes. Mary Maid, we didn't talk about this. Hold on, let me just answer the question. I'm gonna say that. Now it's going to start bundling up to, yes, just like normal, it bundles like the bundling thing isn't going away with Whatnot. The way the shipping has worked is the way it's still going to work. Prices have changed, and which boxes you can and can't use have changed.
Mary May, just so you know, we run on a computer and you don't see it. You don't see that color chat.
So the whole new thing where you can make rainbow colors and all this stuff in the chat for sellers, terrible. For buyers, it may be entertaining. For you in the room, it may be very entertaining. For me as a seller, I don't like it. It's distracting. It's more mental things I've got to do in my head when I'm doing a show. I do not need something more added to my plate. Whatnot, make it only visible to the people reading it, not the people selling. Like it's very hard. I changed the break-even price from $6.78 to $5.74. That includes shipping, supplies, and labor cost, not cost of goods. So it changed. So this is bringing your break-even down by saving in shipping. Mine too. Particularly because I do reduce shipping, it's saving me money. Yeah, I don't have those tools yet neither. The boxes that have changed are, you can still use priority, but it's going to cost what they said is approximately $5 more than ground. So it's not an exact number. It's approximately $5 more than ground. Flat rate is only staying until November 1st. And then we're waiting for Whatnot to let us know what happens after November 1st. They may stay, they may go away. Nobody knows yet. And flat rate now costs $12.99. That's a considerable jump. So most people, instead of using the free boxes from USPS, will be going more ground and purchasing their own boxes. Size didn't change. You're still 12 by 12 is your standard. And chat colors experiment. I don't know if we can. I don't know if we can disable that. It's a built-in feature now. It's went up about $1 shipping charge. Oh, on yours, hold on. Let me go back to read that. I thought it went down. From 5. I read it backwards. That's still not bad though. I mean, $1 still is not that bad. Yeah, there's a new rainbow feature chat, and I find it incredibly distracting. But I squirrel a ton, so that's on me. So when we're talking about, we're going back to supporting your goals with promotions. I keep losing my place. Make sure that it's planned, not a knee-jerk reaction. Don't be sorry. I don't know what you're saying sorry for, but don't be sorry. There's nothing to be sorry about. When we're thinking about bundle your slow-moving items with a fast-moving item, if that's one of your goals, if inventory management's a goal. If community building, so let's talk, there's some more ideas for promotions. Community building, if you're wanting to get more people into your room, do a bring a friend event. You can do, hey, if I get to a certain milestone, if I get X number of people in my room, I'm going to run this swung vase for $1. I'm going to do this. I'm going to run this giveaway. I'm going to do something cool if I get X number of people in my room. So bring your friend to my show. You can do events like that. This is getting more people into your room, right? So think outside the box when you're designing your promotions. Product launches. I usually do these about once a year. I'll do some type of big, hey, this is what's coming for Zoe's Treasures this year. This is a new product. This is new this is whatever. So do a promotional show around a product launch. Get people excited about something you're doing to drive them to come back to those future shows. Limited time pricing. So show attendance, if you just want to increase the amount of people in your show, themed show nights. I see this all over and I love these shows. Trivia night. Let's do a trivia night. Let's bring all your friends. Let's have a game night. So special guest, co-hosting. How many times do you guys stay in a co-hosted show? Not so much a selling show, a little bit more because you're getting varying opinions. You're getting that back and forth banter that may be different than just me talking to you. Co-host shows could be a special event. Once a month, we co-host a seller. Once a month, we do this co-host. Those could be promotions, right? Not all promotions are about money. Again, define your purpose for your promotion. Oh, I like that. Mamas. Oh, look at it. Mama's coming up with good ideas for you. Non-price promotions are drastically underused on this app. Drastically. So you don't have to discount to create excitement. You can create excitement around other things. You can do, like we said, bring a friend. You can do the trivia night stuff. A promotion doesn't always have to mean that you're taking a cut on your profit. Okay? Keep that in mind. Promotions don't always mean sale or discount, depending on what your goal is. Think outside the box when you're thinking about how do I make this strategic to meet my goals in my business. You can also keep this in mind, free shipping as a promotion, but not on the show. You do not have to do free shipping for a whole show. If you send your top buyers a coupon for, let's say, $7.75, If I look at my top 10 buyers and I say, you know what? Thank you so much for being one of my top 10 buyers last month. Here is a coupon for $7.75. That means you can come to any show and get free shipping in my show. One, as a seller, you're controlling that free shipping to specific people that you send that coupon to. Could they share it? They could. Do they really? No, they usually don't. They're your top buyers. They're going to be good to you. And you're controlling it to only the amount of people. If you want to do it to the top 5 or the top 3, those are promotions that aren't costing you a fortune, but you're really rewarding people. You're really driving people in. How much goodwill is that going to bring you, right? $10 every time I mod. There you go. Unique travelers. If you go into, I don't know how to do it on a phone. I only know on a computer. Go to your Seller Hub on the computer. There is a tab on the left-hand side called Marketing. If you click on that, there's a drop down. Underneath that, it says Coupons. You click there, it brings up the coupon screen. There's a Create Coupon at the very top right, and it's very self-explanatory. You click it, there's like 4 or 5 boxes to fill out. It's very easy to follow along. So start thinking ways that you can do a promotion that's not just this, I got 10K followers, or those are fine, but you can be really creative and unique with this. Early access to inventory, that's a non-financial promotion. And none of that touches, the early access to inventory doesn't touch your margins. That's just giving a select group of people a show. You do a private show, you invite so many people to it. Be careful with that. Can you elaborate on ideas for the Rewards Club? As a seller, all of these same type of things you can use on the Rewards Club. You can make, Gold, the top tier? I haven't used it in a while. You can make a special show for that. Jeremy at Green 13 did this recently, or last year, I think it was. Through the whole year, he promoted his rewards, and whoever got the very top tier, by the end of the year in December, was invited to a private show where he gave away a $10,000 worth of gold. Now, if you're a frequent seller or a frequent buyer in his room, and you know that you have a chance of being invited to a private show with a very small group of people to win $10,000 worth of gold, would that encourage you maybe to make an extra purchase or two through the year to hit that level? It did for him. It worked. Somebody walked away with $10,000 worth of gold. So you can use these ideas as those rewards. You can say, okay, silver, one of the rewards for the silver people, you know who they are. You go and look at it, and you can send them a DM saying, I'm doing a private show for all my silver people today. Thank you so much for buying enough, reaching that, supporting me to become silver. Can any seller use rewards? I thought you had to have so many sales first. That is a good question. I have not used rewards in a while. If anybody knows the answer, if it's, do you have to be here 30 days? Do you have to get to a certain point? I don't know. I know it's pretty darn quick. You get access to it, but they only set it up once every 3 months. So you have to get into the window of when it's open to set it up. But if anybody knows if there is there you go, Crystals does. So you have to have 1,000 in sales and a specific number of shows. But because the window to set it up, like it resets every 3 months, you should have enough time to get to that point. There it goes right there. Be an active seller for 30 days, complete 50 or more orders, excluding giveaways, and earn at least $1,000. There you go. Oh, and a minimum rating of 4.7 and no violations, or at least not on the second offense of a violation. That's what we should have done to begin with. Help.whatnot.com is your friend. So always go to the source. Themed shows can be promotional shows too. So they create an anticipation. It gives people a reason to show up where they're not thinking things are just going to be cheap or discounted. So like I said, my creamer show, special theme show, Christmas show, special theme show. If you're a clothing seller, a back to school, somebody mentioned that earlier. It was a great idea. So think about a theme show that's not one of your normal reoccurring type shows that you're doing maybe once a quarter or just in a certain season. It protects your margins and also can achieve a good promotional type goal. So here, I had a list of just a quick, you just got your first 100? Well, congratulations. Here's some other ones. Color challenge. You can do a show where you're selling everything of the same color. Make that a special event. Trivia. We talked about that. A birthday. This is a common one. You see a lot of sellers. Hey, it's my birthday celebration show. That's an event show. Customer appreciation week. Maybe you can do something different every single day for a week to appreciate your customers. Theme nights. Show milestones, which is like my, either follower milestones or certain number of shows. Anniversary. That's another popular one. We see a lot of first, 2, 3, 5 year anniversary shows. Holiday countdown. 12 days of Christmas is a big one. Countdown to an event. Special you can come up with your own. Vintage treasure hunt. That's not really an event, but I can make it. I'll turn it into one. I'll sure as hell make it an event, right? Shows Frozen will take 11 years to make 1K. It will not. There is a time. You're doing Shark Week. There you go. Shark Week. Is your Shark Week the same as what? I have teenage girls. Shark Week, I'm not sure what you guys consider in my house. Does not mean this show on TV. So when you're on your way to 1K, it seems like it's forever. I remember when I had like about 500 sales and I looked at the numbers and I'm like, at this rate, it's going to take me 2 years. And it was like 8 months in. Like yeah, mine is not Shark Week on Discovery and not with teenage girls. So it gets there. You get there faster than what you think you will. It seems like it takes a long time, but it does happen. How about, I am curious, what have you seen as far as like a promotional show? Oh my goodness. That's interesting, Sassy. What have you seen another seller do that would be considered a promotional show that you thought was a fantastic idea? Whatnot anniversaries. Okay. Anything else that you guys have seen that you're like, man, that's pretty freaking cool. I might want to copy that. Preview shows. I like to build a vignette. Oh, that's a good idea. Took swimsuits out on their boat, on the water. Talk about creating an environment right there. That's amazing. Game shows. Guess the red chat word. Oh, I like that one. Oh, I bet the chat was flying. What a way to create engagement there. I love it. Learning from others. I'm trying to rack my brain. And even when I wrote this question, I'm like, what have I seen? And I can't pinpoint one, but I was really hoping to get ideas from you guys. I was like, oh, I want to know what everybody else has seen. Seeing a lot of, I know the video. I think the videos are cool. I love videos for marketing. I'm not against the videos. I get confused though. Sometimes I'm flipping through it. Sometimes I hate to admit it. It's all the blonde coming out. It takes me a second to realize it's a video and not a live person. Yeah. So, okay. My husband's like, he's rolling his eyes at me. He's like, yeah, that's you. There are, if you go on like your For You page, you'll see videos. Or if you're in a show and you just start scrolling, sometimes a video will come up. So intentional excitement. This is a skill you got to learn. It's creating that excitement. It's not just, oh, I'm going to do another show. You got to plan for it. You got to focus on it. Sometimes take some practice. You did a buy it at $1 or donate show. So things needed to move that wasn't selling. I had the chat tell me if I should donate it. I like that because it brings them into the experience. As much as we can bring people into our experience, the better it is. So the kind of framework to take away as we kind of start to wrap up here. Plan it, know your goal, know your audience, know your beginning and end date. If there is no start and end time of your promotion, you're just making it, you're slashing prices. You're not doing a promotion. Okay. Structure it, give it a name, give it a format, make it clear, advertise it, stay calm. It's not desperation. It's a planned event. You're in control. You're running it, and measure it. Here's the thing. Always measure it afterwards. Take time after whatever you do as a promotion and say, was that effective? Don't do it just to do it. There's so many things on this app that I see people doing just to do. Oh, we're going to do giveaways because everybody does giveaways. I'm going to do this because everybody does it. I'm going to do dollar starts because everybody does dollar starts. Look, I'm a dollar start person, but don't do it because everybody else is doing it. Do it only if it makes sense for your business to do it. So don't just do a promotional show. I'm going to do a 5K show because everybody does a 5K show. Oh, do bye should keep or smash. I like that. I've seen those before. Those are kind of cool. Don't like all the AI covers. You go in, it's not. Yeah, there's a little bit of bait and switch with those AI covers. Don't get caught up in the hype. Yeah. Yes, YouTube is the same as his page name. He has it on the screen there. I started doing a bangers and what am I missing? Okay, bangers and mash show where I only sell a small amount of bangers and give away mashed potatoes to add small show. That's pretty cool. I've got to come see bangers and mash. I need to come see this. I love that. Okay, so here's the thing that don't forget this part. We didn't talk a lot about it. Can you take that off the screen now? Thank you. Okay, measure it. Take some time. I tell him to take it off and he puts it right back on. That is my husband being annoying right there. Take some time to make sure your promotion achieved what you wanted it to achieve. Don't just do it because it was like cool. I hope it's cool. I hope you have fun. But remember, we do promotions for a purpose. Did you achieve? I know. Where's the freaking Nerf gun? He is the hardest working. Don't you dare. Okay, hurry up and get it over with if you're going to do it. Okay. Make sure it's achieving the purpose you want it to achieve. Where's mine? Hold on. I always forget to put the stuff in it. Hold on. We're going to get him. Don't you shoot me. Oh, I got him in his head too. Okay, I got to get back to this. Stop it. Make sure you're achieving the purpose that you're supposed to achieve. After your show, after all of your shows, I know you do this. I'm just going to give you guys credit for this because I believe in you and I believe you're doing this. Yeah, we need an extra camera that we can put on to watch him get shot. I know you're checking your average order value and your sell-through rate. I just know you are. You're looking at your metrics. I have faith. Ask yourself one more question. After a promotional show, curated by Amanda, he gets on my nerves and he needs to be put in line sometimes. Did this promotion move what I needed it to move, or did it make the money I needed it to make, or did it bring in the people I wanted it to bring in? Don't just look at your metrics. Look at your promotions when you do it and make sure they're worth repeating. I do free shipping Tuesdays. That's a promotional show. Yes, it's a standard show every week, but the free shipping is the promotion part of that show. Every week, every Tuesday, I look at it. Can I do this again? Should I do this again? It's not just blindly, oh, this is cool. People like it. I made a bunch of sales. No, you got to go check your numbers.
Sean, don't worry. I can make her disappear.
The annoying husband. There you go. Yes, and the data. Y'all, the data's right up here.
Scuba.
I'm not liking the data up here, you guys.
Scuba. Don't support her.
What's your opinion as a seller? Do you like the data up on the top of your screen? Like, it makes my chat too small. I can only see 4 lines of chat now. Is it cool I can see it? Yeah, I can see it, but am I watching it during my show? No, it's distracting during my show. It would be cool if I can go open the show afterwards and it still be there. That's what I don't like. It just goes away, and I'm not really focused on that during my show. So why not fix it? You got a good idea. You're onto something, whatnot. Make it available afterwards. You can toggle it out, which is what I do. Oh, well, that just makes it bigger. I don't know how to turn it off.
Just click that.
Click that and it'll make it go away?
Mm-hmm.
No, it just makes it bigger.
Just click the window.
Oh. Why didn't somebody tell me this, like, when it first popped up? Now I can see, like, 15 lines of chat. Okay, this is better. Thank you. Whoever just said toggle it off, thank you. But I updated my app today and it deleted all of your show notes. Oh, I have not updated today, but thank you for y'all. Check your show notes. If you update, go back and check. Yeah, all that just went away and I love it. I'll rather just look at my metrics afterwards. because it'll get in my head. It's like the number of people. It'll start getting in my head, those metrics, and I don't need that when I'm selling. Scubo, so we are on the computer. So on the computer, I do not know what it looks like on a phone, but above my chat was this big old box of all the metrics. And then I only saw like 4 lines of chat. It was driving me insane.
Give me a second, Scuba. I'll show you.
Yes, he'll show you. So when you're thinking about promotions, think about strategy. It doesn't make it less exciting. It just makes it more sustainable for you and helps you to achieve what it is that you really want to achieve with those promotions. And you can run a great promotion every single week without burning out, without discounting your worth or confusing your buyers. This is the whole thing. Don't do promotions after promotion after promotion and you're chasing this hamster wheel. Make it fit your business and your life. I had to update the app this morning to fix shipping settings. Okay, well, let's hope mine are fixed. I checked last night, and I did open it up real quick before the show to make sure it looked good. Yeah, oh yeah, when you run a giveaway or if you do a poll, forget it. There's no chat left on my screen. So I love now knowing that I can make that go away.
All right, let me see. Hold on, because it just stopped.
All right, he's gonna mirror it and show you guys what we see on the computer. In case you're running on a phone, you can see what it looks like on the computer.
Let's see. Hold on. All right, so you can see a little bit of the metrics right there and the chat. So the chat window is very, very minimal. And then if you come here, there's one of these on the other side. On this.
Push your phone up so you can see the top where they can see how to make it go away.
If I click that on top,
they can't see it.
It opens up the metrics on the side and expands the chat. So the metrics are on the side and the chat's right there.
It's frozen, honey.
Oh, sorry. Give me 1 second. Let me try one more time. I'll go back to you and try.
All right. So that's all I have today about promotions. Just plan them. Make sure you know your audience. Start and end date. Make it an event. Make it special. And it doesn't have to be like a big Christmas show. Pick something that you're doing once a month, once a week, once a season, and know why you're doing it. Tonight, 7 p.m., we're doing a tax show. So we're kind of playing off of this a little bit. Tonight, we're going to talk about giveaways and tax implications. And I have something I'm going to share tonight that probably a lot of you didn't know. I'm just going to tease you with it. There's some tax implications to your giveaways, not just as sellers, but as buyers, as people who get your giveaway. So if you have ever won a giveaway, you might want to be there tonight and hear about some of these tax implications.
All right, here we go again.
Let's see if he can do it. Thank you so much, Virginia. There it goes.
So there's the stats and the chat, and if you come here on the computer and you click this to expand, this is going to expand into a new window. So you get a new window on the side, and now you have your chat all the way through.
And then if you just click back on your chat, that whole window goes away, and it's like in the background. You don't have to worry about it.
You click back, and the window will be in the background. And that's all.
All right. So with that, we're going to go ahead and raid. We're going to find somebody to raid. I love discounts. We're almost done. You can call me in a minute. Just give me a second. I always like to close with our CEO affirmation. So I design promotions that excite buyers and track giveaways accurately to avoid chaos. That's our CEO affirmation of the day. And if you want to see your sales, they're saying you can just make the box smaller. That's another good tip. We are on YouTube. So if you missed anything, you can check us out on YouTube. And we'll be back on tonight taking more questions, talking about giveaways and taxes. So we hope to see you there. And with that, we're going to go raid somebody. And hold on really quick. Ticket count. Let me see what we're down to. 12 tickets left for PA Meetup, y'all. Pretty amazing. Okay, who are we raiding?
Have a great Friday, guys. You ready?
I'm ready. Go. What Liz likes.